Okay, so this hangout is on the air, and I had a little bit of technical difficulty. So I am not sure how many people are going to see this, but you know what? That is okay because I'm going to have a permanent link, and you'll all get to see it. This is quite a long little webinar, but it's so exciting. I am so excited because I know these things have changed my life, and I'm hoping that you can understand them and allow them to change your life. We're talking about the brain today, okay? So I always like to start with a question, and at the same time, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Linda Burden Williams, actress of 30 years, a seeker of knowledge all my life. I'm wanting to grow and build a life that I can love. When I leave this earth, I'll be able to say, wow, I really got a lot out of it. I don't want to stay stuck or fixed in a certain mindset. And that's what we're going to learn about today, okay? So I'm going to give you some general information to help you understand how the brain works. And it's very new, scientific, proven things that we might have had an intuitive thought about. But this is actually proven by scientists. It's really hard for them to get the statistics. So this has taken years and years of research. Most of the people have spent their lives doing this. So it's wonderful. I've accumulated a lot of information from a lot of different sources and integrated them how they match on the message that I'm trying to send to you. So like I said, we're going to do general information, and then I always like to do a question to you, a definition. We'll go into how the brain works, and then at the end will be the steps, how to change your life, your stress levels, your abundance, your relationships, the way you see the world. There's all these things that we will be covering. But I want you to know how that works and how simple it really is when you understand this. So the question I do want to ask you to think about is, do you think your mind is set? Do you think ideas and thoughts that you have are set in stone? Do you think that because things happen to you in your life, tragic events, horrifying events, addiction, loss, death, disasters, whatever, does that have to keep the rest of your life locked up in those type of things that you may dream them over and over, you may relive them over and over, okay? So is there a fixed mindset that you believe you have? Do you think there's things that you can change in your mind that, or you think, no, you can't change anything in your mind, or you can't change those type of things? Well, with some of the information I'm giving you today and some of the proven facts, I'm hoping that that will change your idea. There's a lot of, like I said, new information of how the brain works, and it's quite miraculous, actually, and very simple. Okay, so I'm going to get started. And like I said, I apologize for those people. I had to change URLs. And anyway, it's all okay. So the general information that I'm going to give you is how the mind works, but I want to have a definition of mind. And if you've been with me before, I always like to do the definition out of the dictionaries, and I look at a lot of different dictionaries to get it. The definition of mind: the element of a person that enables them to be aware of the world and their experiences, to think and to feel the faculty of consciousness and thought. It perceives, it has will, it has reasoning, it remembers, it has desires, and imagines. All right, so that sounds like a pretty full range of what we have in our mind. Perceptions, wills, reasons, it remembers. We have beliefs, okay, that our mind might grasp onto a little too much too, right? So now we're going into the brain. The definition of a brain is totally different. An organ of soft nervous tissue contained in the skull of vertebrates, functioning as the coordinating center of sensations, intellect, and your nervous system. Vertebrate central nervous system is what it is connected to. So it is kind of our computer. And our mind and our brain, are they separate? Where is the mind? Is it in the brain? So these are all questions that aren't quite answered yet, but I might be using mind and brain in different, using them as the same thing today. They're a little separate in my mind, but I might twist them. So when you understand how the neural pathways work in your mind, there's brain plasticity now that they've uncovered. They used to think the brain was stock. You know, everybody's brain was a little different, but it still had a stock fixed sensation. But now there's brain plasticity, that they're understanding that the brain moves and grows actually cells. It grows in different parts when you think of things. So it's very exciting. When you understand these pathways, you're in the front seat for comprehending how you can let go of habits that don't benefit you right now and put you in the driver's seat. Doesn't that sound great? So I'm going to go right into understanding what pathways are. And it's like a metaphor. I'm going to tell you like a little metaphor. So let's imagine that you go on this same trail every day, and it's out in your backyard or in the neighborhood. There's trees all around, and there's a nice path that everybody walks on. It could be gravel, it could be dirt, but it's a path that has been formed for people to walk on. Let's say it's just dirt. But it's very well tread. People walk on that all the time. So that's a pathway. And then you see this little house over there that you've never noticed before. And you thought, wow, you know, I think I'm going to just go over there and check that out. So you walk through the grass to get to this new place, this new house. You walk in, it says, welcome. These books are for your enjoyment. But please don't take them away from our little book hut. So how exciting is that? A book hut open to the community to be able to use, so you can go there and read. So I'm excited. I want to go to the book hut. So the next day, I'm on my path, and there's the book hut. Oh, there's my footprints that I went. So I'm going to take that path. I go and read my book. I come back. So I've already made 4, you know, there and back and there and back. And so during the weeks and months, as I go to that exciting book nook, I have started a new pathway. That's just like what your brain does. We have pathways that we learn. Like they say, riding a bike, you never forget. That's a pathway that we learned, and we want to remember that. Driving a car, we have formed pathways that make a muscle memory of how to do that. So this pathway may not be as strong as the one that everybody else is treading on, but this is a pathway that you made out of your own interest, out of your own curiosity to learn. So that's how our new pathways. And then if you don't go on this pathway going forward anymore to the lot, maybe it's a walk to nowhere, and you find the walk to the book nook is better, well, this one might start growing up and going away, okay? And this pathway gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's how simple it is to change a pattern in your life. Your pattern is a pathway that you tread down and going automatically to. I really believe addiction, self-destructive ideas, depression can be this also. And then it starts the chemical reactions where we do spiraling down, and then our body needs it. There's a whole lot of different things, but just a very basic thought of that's how a habit is formed. Think of your little ones, or how you learned to brush your teeth. You didn't know how to brush your teeth, so you start, and and then the next time, and then there's that pathway that was built how to brush your teeth. We brush our teeth now unconsciously, don't we? So how simple is that? But you're excited because you get to go to all these new places. So the metaphor of the new pathway that you made it with effort, application, practice, and intention. You practiced walking back and forth. You had an intention to read that book. You made an effort to walk across that grass, okay? You applied yourself. And it is the same way in the brain. You live your roadmap, and you can develop new journeys on that roadmap. It is where you live. Actually, it's the roads you travel every day. Every brain has smaller pathways or roads that you live on, like I was talking about the little pathway. And these are as well as the super highways that are more that makes my arm move this way and my arm move this way and my digestive system work. Those are the larger, you could think of them as super highways, and you get off the super highway and take these little paths that is your authentic person, the experiences that you've developed in your life, learned in your life. Those are your individual pathways. We're all rewired, all wired differently, and we can rewire and make new pathways and have a lot greater life than we ever thought we could. Okay, and you can change into a new route. So now I'm going to go back to some understandings about our mind as it's developed. So you've heard of IQ, and I want you to think of, what do you think of when I say IQ? It's a set, fixed number of your intelligence, right? So you are a genius child. Your IQ is so high. You are admired. Oh, honey, I am so sorry. Your IQ is not so good. Okay, so we had pathways of how we thought about IQ. Well, the gentleman that invented the IQ test, he is Alfred Binet. And when he developed this concept, he was going into the Paris school systems, wondering why they just weren't learning up to what he thought was their full potential. So he developed a IQ test that was specific questions to see how smart the children were. And then he would test them again and again to see, but he had a basic IQ test to understand where they were at that point, right? What the thing that we don't really realize is what he found out was we may believe that it's a set fixed numbers to his findings, but that's not what Alfred came up with. This is his quote: with practice, training, and above all method, we manage to increase our attention, our memory, our judgment, and literally to become more intelligent. That is good news. I swear in my last few years, I've had this curiosity and this willingness to learn more. That's why I'm so fascinated with this new research. I didn't go to college, so I always considered myself not educated. Smart in some ways, street smarts or whatever, but this is a whole new concept that we can even teach our children. You don't have to be the smartest to gain the things that you want in life, and that's exactly what this whole thing is about. So it gives everybody hope, a will, a direction to move in. Robert Sternberg, he's a present-day guru of intelligence, writes, the major factor in whether people achieve expertise is not fixed ability, but purposeful engagement. It is not always the one that started out the smartest. And we'll learn about mindsets in just a little bit that will help you understand that. The research of 145 creative researchers have come up with the two mindsets. They figured there's one and two. They've narrowed it down to two different types of mindsets. So there's the fixed mindset and there's the growth mindset. And we're going to go into detail on those and finding out where we are. We might be fixed in some things and growth in another, or we could be all growth or all fixed, okay? So another woman that's written the book, The Mindset, Carol Dweck, she's a PhD and she's researched this for 20 years. The view that you adapt for yourself can determine whether you become a person that you want to be and whether you accomplish the things that you value. People differ in their initial talents and aptitudes, interests, and temperaments. Yet everyone can change and grow through application and experience. Now that's pretty exciting. A person's true potential is unknown. It's unknowable. And it can change with years of passion, toil, and training. So those are the 3 out of the 145 experts that I really wanted to share knowledge with you about today. And so I want to focus on the ways that they, some words that they gave us that would actually help us to grow into learning, into the knowledge space that we really can grow from and get a lot of return in our lives from. So the keywords, I made a list of the keywords. If you want to write them down, it'd be great. Otherwise, there will be a PDF file that I can attach, and you can get all of these great notes from me. Okay? The keywords right now is practice. We had to practice, didn't we, to learn to walk and to learn to talk. So practice is a human nature growing ability. Okay? Training, someone else to help train you. They may know yoga, they may know speech, they may know acting, they may know how to dress. Their training can help you learn. Okay? So training, method. Method is really something I had to look up, because I was going, what does method mean? And method is a particular form or procedure of accomplishing or approaching something, especially systematic or an established one. So there's a method to your madness, right? It under orderliness of a thought, behavior, systematic planning, or action. And that's what I'm actually going to give you at the end of here, is a method to change the madness of your mind and tame it into something that you can drive. Okay? So that's the method. Purposeful engagement. Now, in the new world of relationship building, one of the words we use is engagement. You know, was the client engaged? Keep your audience engaged. Purposeful engagement. Right now, I am having purposeful engagement with myself, but with you. I really want to connect with you so you can understand these things to help you build your life. Application, applying yourself. Experience. Okay, experience are keywords, because experience, maybe something didn't work. Well, are you going to have that ruin and be a failure in your life? Maybe you didn't know how to do it. Okay, experience. Oh, I need a trainer to learn how to do that. Or I can learn online, or I learned from the experience itself that I stopped myself. So experience is a really good way that you can move into knowing more. Passion. People talk about that all the time. What is your passion? What do you love to do? What do you lose your time in? And to do that. The word that's not so fun is toil. I had to toil to do it, but that's doing the work. Okay? It does take time. It does take effort to accumulate all this information, a few years, and then really sitting down and accumulating the books that I love and putting them together. It's just a start of this process that I'm going through that I can share with you. So that was toil, but I love that toil, so it's pretty good. This does create an open space that is fresh and learning, and it's a growth mindset. And did you know the brain now, they're finding that there actually parts of it can grow new cells. And when you're learning a specific thing, you'll learn it in different parts of your brain, and will actually see that expand and grow, which is a healthy thing. Okay, it's not going to grow out the side of your head. So it's healthy for you to use your mind in a way that is making choices, that it's guided, that you're the driver. We can get a little crazy if we don't use some of these techniques. Now, I'm going to do something really quick. I'm going to scoot my chair back. We're going to go ahead and do a little technique that I want to do before we start. We're going to move right into learning the 2 basic mindsets, okay? So this is a little brainer thing for you. We're going to raise our hands over our head and take a deep breath and hold that breath until I just say drop. And you just drop everything on your lap and just sit there for a second. So I really would love you to do this with me. You can do this during your day. It really changes the chemistry in your body, changes your mind, it changes where you are right now and what your focus is. Okay, so take a deep breath in and hold your hands up. Up, hold. In, drop. Put you right in the moment. Okay? I'm going to do it one more time. I'd like you to do this with me, and I'm going to do it, and we're going to do a sigh with it, a noise, a letting go with our vocal cords too, okay? So breathe in, up, 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 up. Hold, 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 hold. Ah! Thank you. I feel better. Anyway. So we're going to work on the fixed mindset first. And actually, the fixed mindset sometimes gets a little depressing. But that's what we're going to do on first, so that we can wake up and do something fun at the end. So the fixed mindset is, the way you can think of it is thoughts or beliefs or things that are set in stone. You know, this is the way it is. You know, it could have to do with a religion or with money or with relationships or the way the earth works or the way our brain works. I know that it is set in stone. You can't change that, okay? The absolute truth. Absolute. We'll learn about absolute. But think of those things. Symptoms. These are symptoms of a fixed mindset, okay? A fixed mindset makes deductions as a growth mindset does. But these are some of the deductions that a fixed mindset. And this can go two ways. Other people's concepts of me are true. I must be a loser. I am a loser because they think I am. Okay, so this is a fixed mindset that's fixed on the outside opinions of people, and then you take them and fixed. And then you know what your mind does? Your mind recreates things to make that the truth, okay? I am a loser. Did you see what just happened? Oh, no. So a fixed mindset has this belief, doesn't question it, but thinks it's true and then recreates it to make it true. And then it makes it like more solid, set in stone, okay? So that's when a mindset is going outside to see who I am. It is who I truly am. I am a loser and I'm not my behavior. So good and bad, let's think of this. It is who I truly am. I am bad. Separating I am bad from I have some bad behavior. You see the difference in that? A fixed mindset, I am bad. That makes me sad. I am bad because that is not, and that's where I think this can help with addiction. I am an alcoholic. I am cancer. Well, you're not. You're not those things. You have a behavior or a dis-ease, okay? You are not that. So that's the other part of that, is being the behavior and thinking that is set in stone in who you are. That is not the truth. I know how to do this. I don't need no directions. I know how to do this. Okay, fixed mindset. I know how to do this. You don't need to tell me. Okay? You understand that, don't you? Doesn't even want to learn a new way. Okay, this is a funny story when they put all the electrodes on your brain and everything, and they took the fixed mindset people, that they took a test, and then they go, okay, well, a couple answers were wrong, and we'd love to share some new knowledge on the subject that we've learned. Would you be interested? No. Their brain waves, they shut off. They don't even want to learn the new information. That's a fixed mindset, okay? It gets sadder than that. Yeah. So, and your brain does that. You feel it in your brain waves. I am what I am, and no one can change me. No one can change me. You know, that's a defensive mode, right? Nobody can change me. I am what I am, and I can't change myself. Stop talking. It's hopeless. This is who I am. This is the way I am. That's a fixed mindset. People use it as excuses. Oh, no, I can't do that. You know, I can't do that. I don't know how to do that. I can't change. No. Okay? They do get defensive. I share that. You just don't know how bad it is for me. I can't do that. If you lived in my world, you would know what kind of stress I live under. Fixed mindset, that stress is solid. A definite wrong or right. That is wrong. I am right. Even when it could help them move forward, they choose to stay closed and shut up with no interest in the possibility of learning. I shared that a little earlier. Could be a control freak. See this mouse? There's only one way to use this mouse, and I know it. Listen to me. Judgmental. Some people are so judgmental, it's debilitating for them to even walk out into the grocery store. It's not healthy anyway. Closed-minded. Obviously, that is one that you can relate to. I mean, some of us are closed-minded in some aspects and we're not in others. That's why I was saying some of these we are closed-minded. Stuck but doesn't even know it. You know, sometimes they say, well, sometimes your high school years were the best years of your life, right? Wow, I'm already half an hour into it. So the high school years were the best years of your life, and you want to do that over and over and over and over. And then you don't grow from there. You have a fixed mindset. You were a cheerleader. You were the most popular. Then everybody moved on, and there you stay. We're very sad that you're fixed. Sometimes your hairstyle might not change. Sometimes the way you dress may not change. But that's okay because I am who I am, and that's fine too. Sometimes they're not as pleasant to be around as other people. Unwilling to accept that they don't know. Oh, I know that. Have you ever argued with somebody that you know and that I know that, yeah, no, that house was built in, yeah, because I know architecture, like I studied it. I'll argue with my husband about things I don't even know. We've kind of come to the context that, oh, maybe we should look that up. Google is handy for that. Can feel left behind like the cheerleader. Everybody's moving on and I'm not. What does that do inside? It builds resentment. Starts to build walls around you. Well, they don't know, you know, don't they know how great I am or whatever? They isolate themselves. So do you see how this is starting to go inner and inner and inner, and it leads to depression, addictions, overeating, insomnia, needing from the outside to make you feel better on the inside because you don't feel good enough about yourself. A fixed mindset can be a kind of a lonely place to live. It lives in ego restrictions. It's a prison. And I understand this. I lived in a prison for years and years and years, and I couldn't understand how to get out. So my journey through life has been learning how to get out of my own prison so that I can be in the moment. I can be with my family, with my loved ones, with you, and share, and not have my survival depend on it, okay? It's okay. I'm okay. It's very important for me to get out of prison. It's a self-made prison. Those pathways are all tangled up. Constricted, small. What does that do to your body? Just the feeling of that, you know, causes a lot of health problems. Stress, you know, we've already got the cycle of stress and I can't get out. Fixed mindset can be very stressful. How much energy does it take to keep that fixed mindset? Really, to keep it in place. It takes a lot of energy. I was tired a lot. I'm not so tired anymore. My son can't even keep up with me. We're in survival mode a lot of times when there's that fix. I know how to make it through life. I know this, I know that, and I'm ready, you know, to be in fight, flight. That cortisol is just shooting through your body. You get body fat that you don't even need, and you don't even know what you're doing. You're just out of control. You're not driving the bus, okay? You're not on the road. Suffering, being rigid. How much suffering do all of these things I just mentioned, how much suffering does that bring to you? How much suffering does that bring to the world? We live in so many fixed mindsets that we can't get along. And you know what I'm talking about. So we need to learn how to have a growth, understanding, compassionate mindset. And that's what we're going to move into right now. So let's take a deep breath. Up, and then drop. More time. Up, up, up. Growth mindset. Stretching. That's one of the parts of it. Sticking to itiveness. Okay. Challenges. Seeing challenges in a new way. Thriving, not surviving. Okay. Growth mindset. This is the one we want to cultivate. Okay, everybody? They're learners. They like to learn new things. They are willing to learn new things and see challenges as opportunities. This one's hard for me. I don't want to do that. You know, I don't want to do that. I do want to do that. I want to pass through that. Okay, seeing challenges as opportunities. Being curious. I'm going to go through these kind of fast because I want to make sure we get the steps to make us feel better, okay? Open-mindedness. Seeing others in the same way. Acknowledging others as a growth mindset. Oh, look at them. Oh, wow, look at them. They're growing. Oh, my gosh, that's so great. Oh, well, they think this way. That's kind of a fixed mindset. Well, that's not what I think. You don't have to judge the fixed mindset. You can acknowledge that that's the way they feel and then go from there wherever you want to go, okay? Open-mindedness. You have options. You can see things in different angles, okay? Look at things at a different angle, upside down, wrong side out. You have the options. Not set concepts, okay? Concepts aren't set in concrete. They really aren't. Fixed mindset isn't stone. Understand perceptions. Okay. Oh, that is how you see things. I did this in my other workshops about I have this perception and your boss has this perception or your friend, and then perceptions meeting perception in a growth mindset. Oh, this is what I thought that was. Well, this is what I thought that was. You see the openness, growth. I mean, that's expansion. It's actually an energy, okay? Growth mindset is an energy that can change your life. Seek stimulation. Seeks knowledge with the curiosity. Sees with fresh new eyes, like a 5-year-old or a 3-year-old or a 2-year-old or a baby or a 63-year-old. How's that? Fresh new eyes. We can do that every day. It allows people to be who they are. Feels with different senses maybe than other people even. You feel at a deeper level because you're not so fixed and closed up in a prison that you can't experience the moment. Goes beyond the smallest effort into joyous effort, okay? Expand. There's no limits when you have a growth mindset. Because we don't know what we can know. I said that earlier. We don't know what we can know. So how can we? It's beyond our wildest dreams what we can know. All things are possible. Movement, it's energy. Commitment to that movement, commitment, dedication. It's beyond survival. It is being thrival. It's a thrive, okay? Connection. We are interdependent. Yes, we can go out in the middle of the woods or the forest or someplace and try to be independent. But as we move through life, the clothes that I wear, the computer I'm speaking on, the jewelry I have on, the glasses I made, the water that I'm drinking, you see how we are interdependent right now. Independent didn't happen in the old days either. You lived in a community that people helped each other out. So we are interdependent creatures. So if with a fixed mindset that thinks that you are the one that can make things happen, you're not going to go far. And I'm going to do a whole webinar on that. The giver takers and the in-betweeners, okay? Connection, we're interdependent. Giving and receiving. Generosity with who you are, sharing your interdependency on others is a growth mindset. Okay, so we're not going to move into brain rules because there's just too much information that I could give you right now. We are going to move, well, right here. This is the one I was talking about. Scientists tell us that we live in a universe of uncertainty. There's no fixed range of options. Oh my gosh, isn't that great? You always thought that's the only way we could do it. Energy is always in flux. You know, we as the observers are shifting reality all the time simply by our observations. This gives you flexibility and knowledge to transform your state at any given time, any place. And your brain likes you to do that. Neural plasticity, right? That can help you. Your mind loves to become plastic and mobile and movement, okay? How great is that? Sometimes you're on automatic. So let's see, growth mindset, blah, 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 blah. There is no absolute. You aren't a fearful person. You aren't an addict. You aren't a fat person. There is no absolute. You can shift that undesirable result and it is no longer have to experience it. You are holding on to the being of that as a fixed mindset. So I get a little excited about this because that's not the truth. Absolute truth. Okay, so now we are going to go right into how does this work? And I have a viewer and a couple of viewers. I'm so excited. How does this work? First, got your pencil and paper? Identify. Identify a belief that always gets reaffirmed that doesn't serve you anymore. As I keep trying this, and it doesn't work. Well, you have to switch it up to make it work. So a belief, I believe that money grows on trees. I believe that I have to work hard for my money. That could be a fixed mindset. You can change that. And I put joyous effort into building abundance in my life in every area. It's switching around into the growth mindset where it's not stuck, okay? Identify the belief. Identify a problem, a suffering, a pain, a habit. When I go somewhere and I am in the car and right before I get there, I have this urge to eat something, drink something, put something in my mouth. And I realize that and I go, what is that? I have food in the car and I go, oh, I just must need some energy. But it is a trigger for me, okay? So figuring out these things that aren't serving you, you do have to do some detective work. What do you lose sleep over? What do you hide behind? Identify any destructive behavior that you may have, any addictions. Identify things that don't serve you. I identify the egotistical concepts and perceptions that do not help or serve you anymore. Identify debilitating judgments. I keep using the word identify because this is your first way to understand how you can change your brain. You have to identify it first. Identify the health risk that you're taking and the depth of that, okay? We know we're supposed to eat well. We're not. Okay, do you want to be around for your children? Do you want to be around for your grandchildren? Do you want to help other people? Okay, so identify procrastination in your life. Identify the challenges that you just give up on. You lose your energy, you go to bed. I identify why you lose your energy. I identify why you get tired, okay? You identify these things until you get down to a point of referral. Identify discomfort. Identify, there's many, it's infinite about how deep you can go with this, but it's starting with one. Identify one thing that you might want to change in your mind. Identify why you don't want to exercise. Identify why you don't like yourself as much as you did, or why you still don't like yourself. Identify something that would really change your life, would make a difference for you, okay? Could have to do with your business, how your business is running, okay? Identify. So the next one is observe this. That's identify and then contemplate on it, observe it. What is the habit, the belief? Why is it not serving you anymore? Where does it keep you stuck? Do you get something out of it being stuck like that? Do you feel safe because you don't have to open up and share that with someone? Does it throw you into even more a destructive pattern? Well, I don't want to do that, so I'm going to go over and eat, and then I won't feel like doing that. So you see how there can be a spiral down in destructive habits. Observe, aware, keep aware. How does that feel afterwards? Not so good. What do you feel like? What would you feel like without it? What would your world feel like if you didn't have that action, that thought, and that belief that you fall into? Is it absolute? Observe it. Be aware of it. Is it absolute truth right now, in this very moment? Is there a burger flying around going, no? Are the bill collectors and the stressed people here right now? And they aren't absolute. Okay, so now deconstruct the unwanted. Okay, so we identify, we come aware and observe it, and then we deconstruct it, just like I was doing. Where is that? Is it in my brain? Are there people walking around there going, you didn't do your work, you didn't keep your deadline? Okay, no, they're not there. So deconstruct the unwanted, watching it happen like it's on a movie screen. This is really a good way. Okay, so watching it out there like it's on a movie screen, and see you walking in and having a discussion with someone, and then your feelings and thoughts come up, and you, wow, they just said that and I fell right into that pattern. I don't feel good, or I don't feel good about myself. They always say that. They always do that to me. That's a fixed mindset, isn't it? Okay, so observe it as a movie. You can take some moments and something that's really bothering you or have bothered you for years. See it in a movie, all right? Now I want you to see it again in that movie with no sound. So you're walking in there, and your mouth is moving like this, and they're walking in there, and their mouth's working like this, and your mouth's working like this, and you see your body go like this. No sound, though. It kind of makes it kind of a funny little animated thing, doesn't it? Okay? It detaches you from the actual event and the repetitious, that pathway that you always fall into, it separates you. Okay, so now it's in the silence. Okay, then the next one is, imagine that the words you do say are on a script or in a novel. He said, well, I said, and see him, I said, you look nice today. He said, what does that mean? She says, well, what do you think that means? I said, you look nice today. Well, did I not look good earlier? But it's kind of funny when it's on a script or in it, we fill in those words, don't we? We fill in the sounds, we fill in all those moments for, you know, all the pathways and the superhighways that we have, we fill that, okay? So that's why you're aware, you're observing, you're deconstructing it. You just deconstructed a whole situation. And you could rebuild it. Oh, I came in and said that, and he said that. Well, maybe next time I'll say something different. And if he says that, go, oh, okay. You can make choices from that because you're not emotionally connected. Well, he always does that to me, and I'm never going to say that again. See how we get caught up in that? Okay, so we've seen the conversation, the words, and now see it as an observer like we do, and unattached to the feeling. Just watch the animal, you know, the animated people say, hi. The first three ideas that you have to see is someone else is like the movie, and then you fill in the subtext. I just told you that. See how you created the pathway to that feeling? Do you understand that now? Kind of feel that? Observing it is simply a way to fill the blanks in because that is what you do. Find the humor. Find the humor in this fixation. And you see these, but actually animate them. Animate you walking in and going, hi, you look nice today. Wow, what do you mean by that? You take the triggers out of it, okay? Find the humor in it that, oh my gosh, I can't believe humans do that. It's very humorous, but it is a mindset we've programmed. That's the main thing I want you to do. It's a repeated pattern. It's a learned reaction from society, culture, our parents, religions, and perceptions. It serves no one. Was it out of old survival skills? I blame them. I'm ashamed that I do that. Self-hate. These are all can be things that deconstruct it and look at them. The bad news, sad news is you have to sit in that discomfort. Okay? When you realize what you've done to yourself, no one else has done that. I want you to forgive yourself. I want you to find compassion for yourself. I want you to sit through the uncomfortableness because you can move through it. If you do not, it will stay stuck. Okay? There's a lot of other different ways to do it too. But using the techniques I'm telling you, you can get unstuck and move through them. Number 4 is revisit number 1 and remember what you were working on and what it does to your quality of life. That fixed mindset doesn't do anything for your quality of life. Decide to change. Okay, I've got about like 6 or 7 minutes. I might go over, and that's all right because I want you to get these 7 things. Decide, make a commitment, change the behavior. These are unserving beliefs that you have, and you are choosing to have a better life. Funner isn't a word, but I'm a lot happier than I was before. We're all seeking happiness, and our brain and our pathways and the things that we believed have been stopping us from a lot of happiness. There's a lot of sadness in the world, but it's okay to be happy too. We can have compassionate for all the suffering. Okay, be compassionate to ourselves. Decide, make a decision, a commitment, okay? Be compassionate with yourself. Forgive yourself for not knowing. You didn't know you were doing this to yourself, so why would you have to beat yourself up for it? You don't know it. Catch yourself during that old habit. Oh my God, I did it again. Catch yourself right as you head into the old behavior and interrupt that old belief. We've already, dissected it all. Oh, there it is again. I'm right in the middle of it. I did it again. Catch yourself in the middle of it. Catch yourself and interrupt before you head into that. Go, oh, I'm heading for somebody's house. Like I was saying, I always want to put something in my mouth before I go to visit someone. Well, I'm going to go to someone's house. Maybe I could have some tea or some water or, So now I'm catching myself before I go into an unwanted habit. Okay? Interrupting that is really, really important. Interrupt it. Stop it. Sit in the discomfort, like I was saying, because it is an absolute truth. Forgive yourself and find compassion again. Remember how many years it took you to make that pathway. You walked it. It's real. It's true. It's not, okay? Listen to your self-talk. You have to listen, be aware, and observe your self-talk to the exact words that might trigger that response, okay? And outside circumstances or phrase like we were using, well, what do you mean by that? Might click you into it. So you can actually walk away from that situation. Oh, I was just saying, you look nice today. No worries. And wander off and let him or her be in her world, okay? So you observed, you made a decision, a choice, you interrupted it, and you walked away. Who knows, next time you say that, he might think differently about what you said. Interrupt with a phrase like, oh, this is where I used to do this. Oh yeah, I don't do that anymore. That's the one I don't do that anymore. I don't need it anymore. Oh, I started to do that. There's simple things like you can say cancel or stop. I have a new belief now, or insert. So detach and imagine. So that's number 6, detach and imagine. How does it feel to not believe that anymore? What would that feel like? How would that change your life? Imagine that. Detach from it and then imagine a new feeling that you can substitute. It's that new pathway that you're going down. You're going to the book nook again, right? The book nook. You're going into learning the new, and this path will start grow and actually eventually go away. What possibilities can you see? Imagine more space, not fixed. It's not carved in stone. It's not cement concept. Okay. Allow the fresh newness to open new possibilities. Ask new questions of yourself. How interesting is that? How can I make this work for everyone? Not just about me, 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 or how can I please you, you, you. How can I make this work for everyone? Yes, and it's a win-win situation. Win, 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 win. We're not doing the loser, winner, fixed mindset. Okay, growth mindset. Win, win, win. 7, live in that decision. Live in that decision that you have made. How can I make this work for everyone? And then have some alternatives for you. Live in that new space of transformation. And yes, transformation is what we're doing. We are changing. The saying is, oh, people don't like to change. So you start believing that. Change is, by the time you're born, well, you're born, you're changing, you're changing, you're changing. It's a non-ending thing. So why not accept it? I love it. I love to change my house. I love to change my clothes. I love to change what I'm learning. Change is exhilarating. Living in that decision. Have music or an alternative to that old habit. Okay, I'm thinking tired. Well, maybe I'm going to do some stretches. I'm going to do some breathing, or I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to quiet my mind. I'm going to do a meditation. I'm going to learn how to do a meditation. I am not in a fixed mindset, but that doesn't fit me. I'm going to learn a new talent. I'm going to sing. I've always liked singing. To take you away from that fixed mindset. I think I'll exercise. Oh, I like water. I'm going to go take a shower. Sitting in that discomfort long enough for it to dissipate. Anything to interrupt and insert a positive pathway. Do you understand that? Make a shift. Go into I can do it space. I went to my singing lesson. I've been trying to sing for years and years and years. And I still heard this little voice going, I can't sing. You can't do it. Give up, for God's sake. Get over it. You know how sad that is? I heard myself still say, I can't do it. There is no physical proof that I can't sing. There is nothing wrong with me that says I can't sing. I can't sing. It was a pathway that was very deep and reinforced in my life all these years. I made the shift, not that, I made the shift. A can-do space, a growth mindset. This is a lot of material, and there's a lot more detail that I can go into. I want you to see if you can find those simple things in the context. You know, finding, identify, observe awareness, deconstruct, sit in the uncomfortableness, decide to change. In that, decide that you want a new way. Detach and imagine. Find a new pathway that will fill that void that's healthier and open and not constricted, okay? It will change your life, not ego-driven. So now the good news is there's going to be a lot more information in about all of who you are, how you're going to get what you want in this red carpet series that Virginia Wright Johnson and I are doing. She's with Social Scion, and all of the media can help you. We're going to build who you are and allow other people to hear your message, get it out in the clearest way, and so that they have choices in their life too. I am so excited about this. So every 2 weeks we do a webinar, and Miss Virginia's next webinar is, let me see, she keeps hearing one sentence. I know I had to change. The next date is June 24th. It's Facebook for beginners, business for beginners. It is the beginner's edition of business. Sorry. Facebook for business. I'm just so excited. I can't help it. So that's wonderful. And then I wanted to tell you about you watching today. you will receive credit for our big red carpet event in the fall. And if you contact me and watch this, since I made a goof, you will have a week to contact and watch this content, and you will get your credit for the big event in the fall. Virginia Wright Johnson and I are doing a 2-day event that you don't want to miss. All this stuff will make more sense. It will be ingrained. You'll have new pathways by then that we can even put in more, put them in place more, and then we can share them through social media. I am so excited to share this information with you. So I am blessed that I'm able to do this. I love doing this. I love that you listened, and I'm hoping that you build a growth mindset that can change the world you live, change our children's world, change our grandchildren's world, change the planet. Peace out. Love you.